Have you ever walked out of a room and felt the energy shift the moment you left? Or have you noticed that people seem to drift away from you, not all at once, but slowly, like a tide pulling back from the shore, and you have absolutely no idea why? Here is the uncomfortable truth. You probably lost someone's respect today. And the worst part? You didn't even see it happen. It wasn't a big explosion or a massive fight. It was a reflex, a tone of voice, a split-second reaction you've repeated 1,000 times. Welcome to INVICTUS X. Today, we aren't talking about obvious toxicity. We are diving into the invisible attitudes, the silent reputation killers that the Stoics warned us about nearly 2,000 years ago. Marcus Aurelius taught that our character isn't defined by our big moments, but by the quality of our repeated thoughts. Today, we're going to expose 8 of these hidden habits so you can stop sabotaging your own potential. Before we get to the list, we need to understand the psychology behind this. Humans are emotional barometers. We don't just listen to what you say, we feel how you make us feel about ourselves. Think about it. In physics, friction slows things down. In relationships, there's social friction. These are the tiny behaviors that make interacting with you just a little bit harder, a little bit more draining. As Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, reminded us, we are more often frightened than hurt. In the modern world, people are more often disrespected by subtle signals than by direct insults. If you signal that you are superior or a victim or unreliable, people won't fight you, they'll just quietly close the door on you. Let's walk through these 8 attitudes, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Which one of these is your blind spot? Number 1. The I already know reflex. Conversational narcissism. We start with the most common intelligence trap, the I already know reflex. You're in a conversation and someone starts explaining a concept. Before they even hit the second comma, you jump in, yeah, I know about that. Or, right, I read that article. You think you're being efficient. You think you're signaling, hey, I'm smart, I'm on your level. But here is what the other person hears. I don't care about your perspective. I only care about proving my competence. This is the death of connection. Epictetus, the former slave turned teacher, gave us a brutal reality check on this. He said, it is impossible for a person to learn what they think they already know. When you cut people off, you aren't just being rude, you are signaling a lack of humility. And in the eyes of others, arrogance is never mistaken for competence. Next time you feel that urge to interrupt with I know, replace it with tell me more about your experience with that. Shift from proving yourself to connecting with them. 2. The quiet victim identity. This second attitude is subtle because it often masquerades as vulnerability. It's the quiet victim. This isn't always loud complaining. It's a low-hum belief that the universe is specifically conspiring against you. Why do I always get the bad tables? Why does traffic only happen when I'm late? When you constantly cast yourself as the unlucky protagonist in a tragedy, you force everyone around you to become your therapist or your savior. Eventually, they get tired. It drains their emotional battery. As we found in our research on GLASP, the Stoics believed heavily in agency. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny." This doesn't mean you like it, but it means you don't take it personally. People respect internal locus of control, the belief that you have the power to shape your response even if you can't shape the event. Stop telling stories where you are the helpless character. Start telling stories where you are the one who endured.
3. Low-key arrogance, the humble brag. We all know the loud arrogance, but low-key arrogance is more dangerous because it's deceptive. This is when you use humor or advice to secretly elevate your status. You know this person. You tell them you're tired and they say, "Oh, I feel you. I've been exhausted since I started training for that Iron Man." They didn't relate to your fatigue. They used it as a springboard to mention their athleticism. It's insecurity wearing a confident mask. Seneca warned that true power is having power over yourself, not power over the conversation. When you constantly turn the spotlight back to your achievements, you aren't impressing anyone. You are revealing that your self-worth is fragile. Try this for 1 week. Go an entire conversation without mentioning a single personal achievement unless directly asked. Watch how much more people lean in. 4. Habitual negativity. Attitude number 4 is habitual negativity. Some people call this being realistic, but if your realism is always dark, it's not truth, it's pollution. If every time you look at a menu you comment on the prices, if every time you look at the news you comment on how the world is ending, you become a source of emotional weight. Humans have mirror neurons. When you are heavy, the people around you physically feel that heaviness. You don't have to be fake happy, but you must realize that your mood is a public resource. Don't pollute the water everyone else is drinking.
5. The people-pleasing trap. This one shocks people. Wait, isn't being nice good? Won't people respect me if I help them? No. There is a difference between kindness and people-pleasing. Kindness comes from a place of strength. People-pleasing comes from a place of fear. You say yes when you want to say no. You apologize for things you didn't do. Here is the harsh truth. People do not respect what is easy to bend. If you have no boundaries, your yes means nothing because you give it to everyone. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." He meant you must be willing to be disliked to maintain your integrity. Respect is built on reliability and firmness. People feel safer with a leader who can say no kindly than a friend who says yes resentfully. 6. The blame-shifting mentality. It was the traffic. It was the slow internet. It was my childhood. Blame-shifting is a reflex to protect the ego, but it destroys trust. It screams, "I am not in control." And if you aren't in control of yourself, why should anyone trust you with a project, a relationship, or a team? I found a profound insight on glass regarding Marcus Aurelius that fits perfectly here. He said, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself, what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? Radical responsibility is the ultimate power move. When things go wrong, own the part that was yours, even if it was only 2%. "I should have left 10 minutes earlier" commands more respect than "the traffic was a nightmare."
7. Invisible effort and silent expectations. This is the martyr syndrome. You work hard in silence, you sacrifice in silence, and then you secretly hate everyone for not reading your mind and praising you. You assume that if you are virtuous, the world will reward you. But the Stoics knew that we must embody our philosophy visibly. It is not noble to hide your needs and then resent people for not meeting them. That's just poor communication. Stop testing people. If you need support, ask. If you did good work, present it. Clarity attracts respect. Obscurity breeds confusion. 8. Inconsistency, the ultimate respect killer. And finally, the ultimate respect killer, inconsistency. This is the gap between your words and your actions. You say you value health, but you don't exercise. You say you'll be there at 8, you show up at 8:15. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, notes that your current behaviors are simply a reflection of your current identity. When your actions don't match your words, people don't get angry. They just stop listening. They realize your words are just noise.
Let me tell you a quick story about a guy we'll call Alex. Alex was the smartest guy in his marketing firm. He knew the data, he knew the strategy. But Alex had a habit. In meetings, he would constantly improve other people's ideas. If a junior designer had a concept,
Alex would say, "Actually, the data suggests we should do this." He wasn't wrong, he was factually right, but he was emotionally wrong. One day, a promotion opened up for creative director. Alex was the obvious choice on paper, but the CEO gave it to Sarah, someone less technical but who listened. When Alex asked why, the CEO said something that changed his life. "Alex, you're always right, but you make everyone else feel wrong. Sarah makes everyone else feel capable." Alex realized he had been winning the arguments but losing the room. He lacked what the Stoics call sympatheia, mutual interdependence. He had to learn that being right is a consolation prize if you're standing alone.
So, what is the lesson here? Respect is not something you demand. It is not something you can hack with a suit or a loud voice. Respect is a byproduct. It is what happens when your internal character aligns with your external actions. The Stoics didn't chase applause. They focused on becoming admirable. They focused on the only thing they could control, their own mind. I want you to look at the list again. The interrupter, the victim, the people pleaser, the inconsistent. Don't try to fix them all at once. That's a trap. Just pick one. Just one micro-habit. If you interrupt, commit to 3 days of silence until the other person is finished. If you complain, commit to 3 days of radical gratitude. As you change these small currents, the tide will turn. You will find that people stay longer, they listen deeper, and they respect you not for what you demand, but for who you are. Thank you for watching INVICTUS X. We are building a community of people who refuse to drift through life. If this video gave you a moment of clarity, if it made you feel seen, do me a favor, scroll down to the comments and tell me, which of these 8 attitudes is the hardest for you to break? I read the comments because your stories help us all grow. Share your habit and let's hold each other accountable. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the tribe. Until next time, rule your mind or it will rule you.